So our goal is to do something radical. Our goal is to make a difference. And it sounds quite grand. And I will be delighted if it is grand when you look back a year or 2 years from now. But whatever it is that I do associated with management or what have you, uh, goes back to 1966. So that's a half a century ago for all practical purposes. And I often say, and the funny thing about it is I mean it, that I've only learned for sure one thing in the last 50 years. And that one thing is whoever tries the most things wins. It is not about thinking. It is about getting out there. It's about trying. It's about putting together a little prototype in the space of the next half hour. It's about grabbing somebody in the hall by their sweater and pulling them aside and saying, I've been thinking about doing this with this training program. I've been thinking about doing this with this system. And could we just play around with it a little bit? So, I'd love to make this complicated. But, people said to me sometimes, I think they're nuts, but they've been kind enough to say it. They say, you've turned out to be a pretty good speaker. And I always have the same answer. You wouldn't believe how much better I am after 3,000 than I was after 3. Every speech is an experiment. I have done 3,000 speeches. I have not gotten one right yet relative to what I could have done with the audience, what I believed I wanted to do. But it's do it, it's adjust it. Way back in 1978, when my first article appeared in a big magazine called Business Week, we had 8 attributes that sort of went on and became In Search of Excellence. The first one was do it, fix it, try it. Get out there, test it, try it. Make an ass out of yourself. Laugh at yourself. Have fun with the whole thing, but try something now. I'll tell you a couple of other things. Wherever you think you're going today, you will laugh like the dickens at yourself 2 years from now at how different a place you ended up in. Fundamentally, the shortest distance between 2 points has never in the history of humanity been a straight line. It's twists, it's turns, it's going backwards, it's slipping backwards for a long period of time, finding a new friend, testing a new idea. But it's not at all about straight lines. It's not about ending up where you started heading, fundamentally. You follow your curiosity. You follow the teammates that you're developing. Another thing I'll say about that is, in fact, create your own team. And what I mean by that is just talk to a lot of people. Get the heck out. You don't be a loudmouth. That's not the point. But you've got some stuff. You got things you care about, and grab somebody and have a little bit of a chat. Sit down with them for coffee for 15 minutes. Take them to lunch. Whatever. Just keep building that base of ideas and testing something and twisting something as you go along. I mean, the fun part about this stuff is you really have no idea where you're going. What's radical? What's radical about it is moving fast enough, testing fast enough, trying fast enough, making enough mistakes, so you end up really, you're going to call it a leap, I hope, 2 years from now. But that leap is going to come from running fast, test, try, fail, find a friend, find a friend, that doesn't work out, find another friend, talk to 2 people, go here, go there. The President Franklin Roosevelt, of course, was our great World War II president. His wife was more extraordinary than he was. Her name was Eleanor Roosevelt. And Eleanor Roosevelt has one of my 2 favorite one-liners. And hers was, do one thing every day that scares you. Now that is 20 times harder than it sounds. And while I'm on the topic of Eleanor Roosevelt saying, do one thing every day that scares you, the great race driver Mario Andretti had one that I think was almost as good. He said, if things seem under control, you're just not driving fast enough. The world we're participating in today is out of control, and you and I had better be always on that nervous edge, or we're not going to be employed pretty darn quickly. And I said it was one of my two favorites. The other one comes from the ice hockey player Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you never take. In order to get to that radical place, you got to start in the next 5 minutes or the next 10 minutes. You got to be able to look back on the day and say, I stepped out a little bit, I talked to somebody a little bit new, I looked at a little bit of subject matter, I tested this little idea just a little bit. Go fast, try stuff, test stuff, screw it up, keep on going, and learn to laugh at yourself.